All right, our next, as we continue along celebrating Irish boxing and the great fighters and great fans of Ireland and all over the world, if you're Irish, we're bringing on one of the best fighters from the island, the number one middleweight from Ireland, one of the top middleweights in the world today, fresh off of his first round destruction of Daryl Cunningham just 2 weeks ago. Welcome him to ATG Radio, Irish Andy Lee. How you doing tonight, champ? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing good, Frank. Thanks for having me on the show.
It's a pleasure to have you. First and foremost, Andy, congratulations. That was a sensational victory you had at the BB Kings, the Bella Broadway Boxing. Good to see you back in action. And look, I want to go right into it, man. You're obviously back. You're obviously back with a vengeance, looking to hurt people. You got to want Sergio Martinez when he heals up. You got to want some of these world champions. Who are the guys you want out there, man? Who are these names? You got to start calling these people out, letting them know Andy Lee's available. He's ready to fight, and he's ready to knock someone out, much like Daryl Cunningham.
Yeah, Frank, it's not really my style to go shout my mouth off and, calling people out or running people down. But Sergio Martinez is the main man at middleweight, and I think I've always thought I've had the style to beat him, and he's a fighter I'd like. I wouldn't mind traveling back to him to fight him. I know he didn't look that good in his last fight, but he still won, and he's always won, and that's what champions do, and he's a great champion, and I'd like to fight him. I think I have the style to beat him, and I just need that chance. So we'll see. He's got some more stuff now, and I still have some building to do to get back into that title contention, but I think if another 2 wins towards the end of the year, and then we'll see where Sergio's at and see where I'm at.
Well, in the meantime, Sergio is, I guess he's injured again. I guess he's going through his surgeries again after the fight with Matt Macklin. Martin Murray. I get them two guys mixed up there. But Martin Murray. In the meantime, when is it the tentative return date for you to get back in the ring? The last fight you had wasn't very long. It was about a minute and a half. When do you plan on getting back inside the ring to keep busy? Obviously, that training camp didn't get you put to use too much in that one-round fight.
Usually, I'd be looking to get right back into the ring within a month, but I'm actually getting married this Saturday in France, and that's where I'm calling you from. And so I have the month of June off, and I'll be back in the gym in July and looking to fight again in September. So just putting boxing aside at the moment and just, getting married and going to enjoy that wedding. So that's really Andy, where I am right now, and we'll see.
Andy, I'm so sorry. Dude, I apologize to you and the future Mrs. Lee. I had no clue, my man. This is look at this. Andy Lee getting married in just a couple days in France. Congratulations, man. God bless you. One more thing. My co-host Michael Doss wants to ask you something. We're going to send you off to get married. We're not even going to bother you until months after. Let you have a long honeymoon. Oh, my God, I feel so bad. Michael Doss, you're on with Andy Lee.
Hey, I got to give you props, Andy. That's dedication. You're getting married in a couple days. You're on your already pretty much on your honeymoon, and you're doing a show with us. I want to, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, I got a few questions for you. I know there's a fight coming up, and a guy that Frank didn't mention. We're mentioning Sergio Martinez, but there's a big fight with an Irish fighter, Matthew Macklin, fighting Kennedy Golovkin. Give us your take on that fight. Do you think Macklin has enough to really beat Golovkin?
Yeah, it's a tough fight. Tough fight for Macklin. And a tough fight for Golovkin too. He is a good fighter, and I know him from a long time. I actually fought him in the amateurs in 2003, my first open class international championships. It was against him. He's a very, very good fighter. A lot of schooling behind him. A lot of there's method to what things he does in the ring, and he's got that good amateur background. And Macklin, as you know, always brings it. He's a tough guy, and knows how to box and knows how to fight. And it's a tough fight for Macklin, but I give him credit, for taking the fight, and he's got to be given that he's fighting probably the most avoided fighter in the division in fighting Golovkin. But Macklin's definitely a live dog in there. He's got a chance, and if you can take Golovkin to the later rounds and test him a little bit, then you never know. But I'd see Golovkin being the favorite and maybe winning a points decision.
All right, let me ask you this, Andy. This is going to be kind of a hard question, and feel free not to answer if you want to, but I got to ask you because I really want to know myself. I know you've been asked this probably quite a few times, but I'm going to kind of make it a little bit more interesting. So after Emanuel passed and Jonathan Banks pretty much took over, with Vladimir Klitschko and other people, kind of, hanging in the Kronk, was you ever approached to train anybody and still kind of stay with the Kronk? Or how did that go about, and what are your thoughts about Jonathan Banks training Vladimir Klitschko?
I think, Jonathan was approached by Vladimir because they have a very good relationship. Jonathan is signed by Vladimir's promotional company, K2. And those two are always been very, very close. I think since about 2005, Jonathan and Vladimir have been working together, training together, sparring together. And I think Vladimir is just comfortable with Jonathan. He didn't want to bring anybody in who wasn't, who was unfamiliar to him at this stage in his career. And Jonathan, was trained by Emanuel for a long period, so he knew Emanuel's ways. I think Jonathan can do a good job. Vladimir, at this stage, knows how to fight, knows how to train, and only needs a couple, someone to be there with him, and just give him one or two words of advice. Really, and Jonathan is very good at that. I think Jonathan is actually a good coach, and often when I'd be sparring in the Kronk, Jonathan would often come and say, try this or do that, and most of the times it would work. So I think he's a very good trainer. He has a good future, I think, as a trainer and as a fighter. So yeah, I wish him well. I was never in that kind of role as a trainer. I'm just a fighter. I don't see myself being a trainer or even in the future being a trainer. And but also in the Kronk, Sugar Hill, who was Emanuel's nephew, he's taken over the Kronk reins now, and he's training most of the fighters that were there, like K9, Joseph Bonif, Anthony Barnes, Dimitri Salida, Ruslan Chagaev. All those fighters now working with Sugar Hill, and I've always kind of working with Sugar Hill, and I myself work with Sugar Hill. So I think Emanuel's gone and it's sad, but the Kronk gym will go on, and I think it's in good hands between Sugar Hill and Jonathan Banks.
Thanks a lot, Andy. I appreciate it.
Andy, we can have a million questions for you. We can sit here and talk boxing with you all day. I do not want to keep you any longer. If we can promise, listen, once you get married, obviously congratulations, all the blessings to you and your bride-to-be, and I congratulate you. Again, I'm going to keep repeating myself. Andy, maybe in a couple of months when you get situated, the honeymoon's over, you figure out when you're going to get back in the ring again. We'd love to have you on here, talk a little bit more boxing with you.
Yeah, as soon as you hear I got a fight coming up, Frank, just give me a call and we'll get on the show again. And I appreciate you calling. And thanks very much for the wishes. I'll talk to you guys soon.
God bless you, man. Take care, Andy.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye.